Yes, good afternoon all once again. Okay, so we'll start the class for today. Wait for 2 seconds for everyone to join. Okay, so discuss today's class. We are actually discussing about bryophyte. In the last classes, we discussed about algae, right? So what is algae? What are the types of algae, and how we can differentiate them, and what are those properties, right? So before we going to start the class, I asked you guys a homework question, if you guys remember, right? So what's the question? The question is like, we are discussing about the phylum Rhodophyceae, discussing about Rhodophyceae members, and I told you that those will be red in color who are present in depth of the ocean because of the phycoerythrin, and who are present in the surface or in the freshwater actually have phycocyanin levels. Okay, so that's why there are like color changes also there. But what about the Rhodophyceae member which is present in below the ocean? Looks red in color, or is it looks a different color, right? Chirant is asking a question like levels of organization in animals. How do we classify plants? Good question, Chirant. So we will classify the plants based on their reproductive structure and morphology. Okay. So as you already know, we differentiated into a Thallophyta and other groups based on their thalloid body and differentiating body. Then we again differentiate into Tracheophyta. Okay, who have the tracks, that means the element phloem. Later Spermatophyta based on seed. Okay, then come to the angiosperms. We again differentiated. Yes, thanks to us. Okay, so when come to the angiosperms, we again differentiate is based on the types of the petals and the types of the gynoecium, androecium. Okay, all those things. As we move from different classes, we will learn different things. When we come to the morphology, we will study little details about the different what morphological characters. Okay, it's not why it's a bacteriophage. Okay, it can't affect me, right? It can only affect bacteria. So till now, what happened? Just oh, nothing happened. I'm just asking. Can you guys know the answer? Hi, Sanika. So can you guys? Yes, somebody answering like red is the color. I asked you like so those red algae or Rhodophyceae member present in the depth of the ocean, and you are going there by swimming or some other means. I'm asking which color it will look like when you are in depth, in that much of depth. Only blue color light is visible there. Okay, somebody is answering blue, somebody answering red, any others? Green. Okay, maroon. Okay, good afternoon, Jeevan. Green. Why green? Yes, they absorb the blue light. Black. Okay, red. Yes. So the answer is like there two things we have to check. Okay, the first thing is the only blue wavelength is reaching there. Okay, and it's absorbing the blue wavelength, and we know that blue wavelength have the higher energy compared to the other wavelength reason. You will learn all those things again in physics and chemistry. Okay, in physics, there are again the chapter will come. And in chemistry also, you will learn that in the postulate fluorescence and their chapter, how the excitement of electrons and how the ground level changes to exciting level and come back, give rise to light, all those things. Okay, no issue. But what happens here, that blue wavelength have the higher energy, so it will be absorbed, and some of the lights may be emitted back. So those intensity of the light is very low. Okay, compared to the light, it's very low. So it looks more darker in color. Okay, so what's the reason for that darker color? Because the intensity of light is very low, because again the water is denser compared to the air, right? It can't travel much distance in the water molecule as compared to the air molecule, right? But our blood look green under ocean, right? Yes. Yeah, blood means your veins, you are asking. Even in the skins also, what you can see here, green, right? Don't think that our deoxygenated blood is blue color. Okay, don't ever think like that. It may be deoxygenated or oxygenated, all are red in color only. Okay, so why it happens? Due to the less intensity of the light. Here is also same thing. It is of a covering. It's covered by a things. So that's why it looks certain other colors. Okay, so it looks more darker. Absolutely correct. It's not look red. Okay, I'm not saying it look dark red. It will color. It tends to go for some black color things. Okay, related to blackish color it will turn because of the very low intensity of the light. Okay, so before we going to start the class, we will see some of the questions. Okay, so before we going to start about Bryophyte, the first question came. That's easy. Floridian starch is similar to glucose, mannitol, glycogen, and fat. I am launching the poll now. Okay, you can answer in the poll, and who are present in the YouTube can answer in the YouTube live. Okay. Yeah, this question is already asked. Okay. Remember, guys, whatever question I am putting in here is either asked in a state exams or Varsha. What is the two options? Okay. Either asked in NEET, JITMAR, AIMS, or KPY. Okay. Sometimes I can't mention it because I will copy and paste it. Those things will be removed. Okay. Where it's mentioned, it will be in separate part. Okay. Yes. So many people are answering. What's happening here? Only 143 people. Already 3-6. How many seconds you guys left with? You guys have last 10 seconds. Okay. Still 59%. Guys, it's really bad. Yes. I'm ending the poll now. Gautam Sneha. Okay. Only 70% still. Yes, probably some people join in now, right? I'm ending the poll now and I'm sharing the result. Okay. 15% A, 14% B, 66% C, and 5% D. Okay. Correct. Jyoti, Gopika, Ashish Kumar, and Atira. Okay. Swara, Vidya, all of you are correct. Okay. So I'm stop sharing the result. Yes, it's an easy question, right? So Floridian starch, which actually looks similar to the glycogen. Why it is? Why or how it looks similar? On the basis of what we are saying, this is similar to the glycogen. Can anybody answer for that question? Why or based on what I am saying? Yes, correct. Striated structure. Yes, correct, right. It's based on the structure. Absolutely correct, Chetana, right. It's Deepika. It's of the branched structure. So it have a branch structure. Based on that, we are saying that Floridian starch is more related to the glycogen. What about glucose, mannitol, and fat? You may ask. Okay, mannitol is mostly linear in nature, and fat is completely different. The bonds or the links, everything is different. Okay, correct. And glucose is a monosaccharide or single molecule. Okay. Yes, correct, right, correct, Swara. So this is not the answer, this is not the answer, this is not the answer, because those are not related. The correct answer is glycogen or option C. Okay, so we are going for next question. Yes. Which type of algae are helpful in nitrogen economy? Okay, which type of algae are helpful in nitrogen economy? Green algae, blue-green algae, red algae, brown algae. I'm launching the poll again. Okay, you can answer in the poll. Who are present in the YouTube can answer in the YouTube live. Okay. So think about it. Which type of algae are helpful in nitrogen economy? Which option, that is Agneya? ACSI. What is that? Lokapani, if it's not visible, put the message in the chat box. Okay, no issue. Oh, probably that's only for you. Yeah, last 15 seconds. Akshay, I can do that. Okay. Pawan. You are absolutely correct. Okay. So that's why I put this question. Yes, 73%, 73% only answered this question. It's also one of the easy. I'm ending the poll now and I'm sharing the results. 18% chosen option A, 69% B, 6% C, and 7% D. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yes. And YouTube also, yes, correct. Everyone is giving correct answers. Yep. So remember, here you have an option. They're asking us which type of algae helpful in nitrogen economy. Yes. You have certain doubts like, okay, they are calling of the algae. We will check. One is green algae, red algae, brown algae. We know that the blue-green algae is not belongs to the algae. We have a doubt now. Okay. But when I'm teaching to you, I never mentioned you that algae will help in the nitrogen economy. Or what is the meaning of nitrogen economy actually? Nitrogen economy means nitrogen fixation. Okay, nothing else. Okay, nitrogen fixation. Right, correct. So, yeah, correct, right. So here, not green algae do not any fix the nitrogen. Okay, yes, not the red algae, not the brown algae. What they are referring there, okay, they are simply referring which type of algae, but these things are not answers. Then you have to go for the answer B, blue-green algae. Remember, okay, even though blue-green algae is not typically an algae, we mention this as the blue-green algae only, right? We mention it in that way. So we have to go for the answer option B. Okay, why this question is asked in before that AIPMT. Okay, before the NEET, exam name is AIPMT, All India Medical Entrance Exam. Okay, this question is asked. Okay, I want to like mention you guys, sometimes question may be asked like this, so don't get confused. You know the answer, that blue green algae, and that answer is correct. Okay, absolutely correct. They are mentioning it in algae because in common term it's also called as the blue green algae. Okay, confusions will be there, but don't get confusion. Okay, so you should have asked organism. If I will ask the organism. Okay, but this question is already asked in the previous year. I just copied and pasted here. So I didn't made any change. So it's like this. Okay. If I am asking, I will ask like organism only. No issue. Okay. Biogeomolecules, Chandana, I didn't understand. So someone is asking, sir, what's the meaning of poly? And yes, in YouTube also everyone is correct. Good guys, good to go. Okay. So somebody is asking, sir, what is saccharides? Please explain. Okay. You know about the carbohydrate. I'm simply mentioning it here. Okay. Carbohydrate is made up of certain kind of molecule. That particular molecule is called saccharide. Okay, saccharide means it's a sugar. Okay, saccharide means nothing else than the sugar. Okay, so here what happened, only one molecule is there. This is called as monosaccharide. Okay, monosaccharide. If you want an example, I can give an example of glucose. Okay, glucose is a monosaccharide. Sometimes it is present like this. Then what you can call this? Okay, you can call this as the what you can call a two molecule. One is a monosaccharide, another is the disaccharide. Correct. No, not diplo, disaccharide. Okay. So when it is present like this, okay, multiple times it is repeated, then what you can call, there are several number of saccharide molecules are there, then you can call it as the polysaccharides. Okay, just remember like this for now. When we go to the biomolecules chapter, okay, there we will discuss about the structure and bonds, everything in there. Okay, for now it's enough. Okay, single molecule monosaccharide, two molecule disaccharide, three molecule trisaccharide. Okay, multiple molecule polysaccharide. Okay, yes, correct. Poly. Yes, correct. You guys are absolutely correct. Okay, so we are going for bryophyte. When we come to the bryophyte, so what is the first things you will remember? Yeah, something is happening with, yes, correct. Okay, so when come to the bryophyte, what the first thing comes to your mind? Yes, correct, right. So absolutely correct. These are amphibians of plant kingdom. Can you guys give me any example for amphibians in animal kingdom? Amphibians of plant kingdom. Yes, correct, right. Everyone know the frog. Frog is the amphibians of animal kingdom. What is the meaning of amphi then? Snake. Who answered snake? A crocodile? No, no. Snake, crocodiles are not amphibians, guys. Snake, crocodiles are related to the reptiles. Okay. Salamander. No, tortoise is also not an amphibian. Okay, we will learn that in the animal kingdom. No issue. Okay, just remember. Amphi means what? Amphi means both. Okay, remember. Yes, correct, right. Amphi means dual, two, or both. Okay. Beyond means where they are living. Okay. Agneya, correct. Yes, absolutely correct. Right. Exactly same condition. These are the amphibians of plant kingdom, and these are the first land animals. Sorry, land plants. Okay, these are the first land plants. So, what's the meaning of that then? So, all the organisms which are prior to the bryophyte are present in the water. If you know that algae and all the things, you know that, right? They are present in the water only, right? Yes, correct, Tipti. But these things actually first land plants, okay, first plants which came from water to the land. We know that in the evolution in the starting class only, right? So these are the first land plants. And what about other characters? What do you guys think about other characters? Like, is these organisms, or I can, yes, correct, Jyoti, right? You are absolutely correct. And bridge between aquatic and terrestrial plant, yes, correct, right. Yes, these are also have a thalloid body, but not that much simple as the algae. These are a little bit more superior than this. Okay, correct. These do not have a proper set of roots. Okay, I can simply say in this manner, like, yes, correct. No vascular system. It's not writing. 1 second. Yes, no vascular system. What's the meaning of vascular system then? Vascular system means there are no xylem and phloem. Okay, xylem and phloems are not present. Remember, this is very important. Okay, yes, stem-like. Lavanya, you raised your hand. You have any doubt? If you have any, just put it in the this chat box. Okay, stem-like. It's saving the document, guys. Sometimes you know that, right? It won't write. I'm taking little time. Stem-like, root-like structures are present. Okay. Yes. Yes, correct. Stem-like, root-like. Why I'm saying like this? Because if you know that these do not carry root, these have rhizoids. Okay. What is the meaning of rhizoids then? Can anybody answer what is the meaning of rhizoids? Because we already discussed this, right? Rhizoids. What is the meaning of rhizoids then? Correct. Correct. No, not root-like. Sorry, not root. These are actually root-like. Root-like outgrowths. Okay, outgrowths. Outgrowth means what are the things which grown out of the body, right? These are root-like only. Function is also like root only, but these are not actually root. How I am saying these are not actually root? Because root should have some characters. It should have a root hair. When I take a section, it should have a xylem and phloem. Okay, it should arrange in a certain pattern. It should have a root cap. Okay, but these do not have any of those characters. Okay. Is it like root hair? It's similar to like that only. Okay. Yes, they similar to the morphologically and functionally similar to the roots, but anatomically these are completely different. Okay. Yes, I can call it as the false root. If you guys remember, we mentioned that, right? If you can call it as the a false root. Yes. Yes. Second thing, Rahul, are you understanding? Yeah. Second thing is the, what about the structure of this? Is this large or small? I will tell you about that, Lavanya. Okay. These are small. These structures are small in nature compared to other plants. Small in nature, can grow up to 60 centimeters, that much only. Okay. If it doesn't have vascular system, then how we transport water and minerals? I will answer that, Anusha. Okay. Dorsoventral, Chandan, you are trying to say, Rahul, your friend is also there. Both are you watching class or what? Yes. It is small compared to the pteridophyte or angiosperm, all the things. So these are actually very small in nature. Okay. But remember, guys, even though these are small, these are autotrophic in nature. Yes, I will explain that also. It's again and again having some problem while I'm writing. Okay, so it's a little bit troubling. We will see that. Okay, so probably these are some of the examples. Probably you've seen all of these things either in rainy season or when you went for the trekking or when you went for some tour or everywhere, right? So wherever the water is present, these organisms are also present. Okay, correct. Yes, I'm going for the next one. So male and female. So before we going for the male and female, we will complete some other things. Yes, plant body, how the plant body, we will discuss that later. Okay, no issue. Plant body without root, without stem, we already discussed about that. What about the structures? If you discuss, okay, what about the how I'm writing on the screen using a pen. There are like one pen, a tablet will be available using that. Okay. Yes, plant body is haploid. They need water for fertilization. They are a small vascular tissue not needed. Yes, correct, right. So I'm going to explain that. Look, they need water. Okay. So if the water is like that and think that the land is in this way, these organism can present in here. Okay, these organism can present here and can grow up to very small extent only. Don't think that this will grow up to very large structures. No, it can't happen. Okay. So because these are very small in structure, the water can travel from here to here without the need of any conductive materials. Okay. It can directly either diffuse through the cells only. Okay. Or it have a smaller, what I can say, straw-like shapes also. Okay. Some of these organisms have straw-like shapes also. There also it can travel. But if you want to mention a xylem and phloem, it should have a complex kind of structures, right? But that is not present in these organisms. Okay. So yeah, we will see that. And we will learn also about their reproductive structures. Yes. So just check their male and female are different and different in where actually. So in this gametophyte or dominant. Okay, we'll see that gametophyte is dominant. Gametophyte dominant means gametophyte have which kind of the this one chromosome system? Is it diploid or haploid? Correct, Lipika. Right. It is haploid. Yes. What you can say there, right? Just imagine you are watching so many kinds of organisms, but you don't know what kind of chromosome structure they have, right? So what we are watching, all those bryophytes, all of them or visible structures have the haploid organization in their chromosome. Only one set of chromosomes are present. Okay, so that is gametophyte. Sporophyte we will discuss about later. Okay, gametophytes are dominant phase in this. Okay, gametophytes are dominant phase in this. How it's happening then? So I can just simply explain it to you using the structures or the diagrams which is given in the textbook only. So gametophytes are two. Sir, in plants it is 23 or 18 for haploid. That depends on the plant, Lipika. Every plants have a different set of chromosome numbers. Okay. Yes. So here you can see a female thallus is there, a male thallus is there. So these female thallus having rhizoids and it also have a thallus kind of the body. Okay. And it's producing a kind of spore producing structures, or I can simply say a gamete producing structures in the initial days. Okay. So these are called archegoniophore and antheridiophore. Okay. What is the meaning of Archegonia? Is it mean male or female? Archegonia. Correct, right? Archegonia means female. Remember, Archegonia means female. Anther, you know that, right? Anther means male. That means antheridia means male. Yes, correct. Okay. Anther or antheridiophore means male stalk. What's the meaning of phore then? Phore means stalk. Okay. We also see same thing in sporangiophore. Conidiophore, right? Same, conidia containing 4 or stalk. Here Archegonium containing stalk, okay, Archegoniophore, okay. So remember this structure, this is important. Sometimes they will ask this structure and they will ask you which one is male and which one is female, okay. That we will see that later, Nayana, okay. I'm explaining it. Wait. Okay. So if they give the structure and they will ask you which one is male and which one is female without labeling it, how we have to differentiate it then? Okay. So look here, the Archegoniophore or female having a projections. Okay, a projections like this. How these projections are look like to you? These projections are look like finger. Yes, correct. Right. These projections are look like finger, and you can simply think like F for finger. Yes, first shape today is single spore. Yes, F for finger is equal to F for female. You can simply think that. So this is the female one having the finger-like projections or Archegoniophore. Okay, and what about Antheridophore? Antheridophores will be flat-like structures. Okay, a flat structures will be there. Yes, or it's an umbrella-like structure also. We also call it as the umbrella-like structures. So those are actually a male structures. Okay, so those are the outer morphological structures which is present in there. Okay. Yes, correct, Shushmita. Okay, mushroom like male. You can remember whatever you like. Okay, no issue in that. If I take a section, okay, how I am taking the section here also you can see, right? Female, a finger like structure is you can visible in the that particular one. Okay, one second. Yes. So what about here? Here is also you can see a finger like female and umbrella like male. If I take a section, how it looks like then? Okay, the male is looks like this, and it's having a sac-like structure. Okay, within that I can find antheridium. Okay, antheridium again. Remember, like an anther, it's a male structure with the sperms. Okay, here we are simply not using the term gametes, male gametes or female gametes. You can use the term. Okay, there are no issue. If you want to use the term male gamete or female gamete, you can use, no issue in that. But we are using the term sperm. Okay, we can also use the term sperm, and these are presented within the sac-like structures. When come to the female, female will contain Archegonia kind of the structures. Okay, give me one second. It's yes. Yeah, it's not working. Yes, I am taking this one. It's going white, no issue. Okay, it's our program. Yes. So if you watch here, if you guys watch here closely, here you can see, right? Yes, dominant is always haploid prism. So you can see here there's a pouch-like structure is there. Within that, a circular yellow color shape is there, right? What is that? That is actually a egg. Okay, that's actually a egg. Remember, so egg is present in here in this female structures in an upside down manner, and male is present here within this structure with a up manner. Okay, it's looking above or towards the sky, right? Antheridium with the sperm. It's happening like in this way, right? I think you guys understood about that. I'm just closing this particular one. Yes. So you have to remember what? You have to remember male and female gametophytes are different. Male will give rise to antheridia with sperm including in it. And Archegonia contain, sorry, female gametophyte contain Archegonia, which contains the eggs. Okay. So we will go for the next slide. There we will see some other types. Okay. Both are motile or non-motile. Yeah, we will see that. Okay. We will see that how which one is motile and which one is non-motile. So here I'm coming for this one. What is this? This is the life cycle of the bryophyte. Okay, here I will explain which is motile and which is non-motile. Okay, how it's happening, all those things. Yes. So where we start from then? From where it's better if you start. So we will start from the gametophyte. Okay, that's very better. No, Shushmita, I will see. Okay, what is that? I will explain. Yeah, We will start from the gametophyte. Remember, here one gametophyte is here and a long rhizoid kind of structure is here, right? Rhizoid is there. If you can't see and if you are using mobile, you can zoom, okay? So zoom your screen related to this particular structure, okay, gametophyte, and you can observe rhizoids are there, a young gametophyte is here, and there are some buds here, and it's growing. This is called a mature gametophyte, and you can differentiate a female with a male, right? Female with a male, and both are having rhizoids and both are having non-vascular stem. Okay, vascular stem means having xylem and phloem. These are having non-vascular stem and having non-vascular leaves. Same, okay, without any xylem and phloem or any other kind of things, the leaves are present. Okay, so what's happening here? The male is producing antheradial head and female is producing archegonial head. Sorry, head. Antheradial head producing the sperms within the antheridia. Remember, antheridia is a longer structure like sporangia and spores. You know that, right? Sporangia means a sac-like structure where spore is present. Exactly same. Antheridia is a structure where sperm is present, or if you don't want to tell the name sperm, you can also use the word antherozoid. Okay, antherozoid, both are same. Okay, antherozoid or male gamete or sperm, all are refers to the same thing. Okay, male gamete, all are same. Okay, so antheridium is a sac-like structure which contain the antherozoid or the sperm. Okay, and here if you see archegonium is a sac-like structure with a neck. Okay, so if you want to see that structure in detail, I'm writing it here. Okay, I'm writing it somewhere here. So antheridia will be like this, somewhat like this. Okay, I'm writing it like this, and inside it contains the all our sperm cells. I'm labeling it also sperms, and outside will be jacket. Okay, I'm explaining that only. Okay, so if you go for here, I'm writing the same structure. Okay, here our egg is present. Okay, this is the egg and this is the venter, and again this outside structure is actually, we can call it as the a kind of the a jacket. Okay, they are like in plants now. Yes, they are almost like in the plants. Okay, and this is the neck. Okay, correct, like that only, Venkat. Okay, so can you guys tell me, do you guys observe any difference in this structure of Antheridium and Archegonia when compared to the algae? Do you guys observe any difference compared to the algae? Any difference or any new things to add or anything? So, correct, Ananya. Right? Kirtana, correct? Any others? Like 179 people are here. Where are you? Chiran, Sachin, Deepak, Tejas. Yes. Varsha, okay. Yes. No, not vascular. Yes, correct, right. Everyone is absolutely correct. These are jackets, guys. Right. There we told those algae are without jacket, but here you can see the jacket. That means outer sterile cells are present within before the sperm cells or the egg cells, right? So sperm cells or anthrozoids covered with a structure that's called as jacket. Here is also egg is covered within a structure that's called as the jacket. Okay. So then what are these structures? Neck and venter. Venter is actually a helping cell, okay, which is present above the egg. So that is what we call it as a venter. Okay, or these venter will be filled in the neck and it's helping the transfer of sperms from here to the here. Okay, yes, correct, right. So what happens then when the water, think that water drop will splash on this particular one, okay, on the male. Now I'm just taking some other things. Yes, think that water drop is coming and it's splashed on this one. Okay, then what happens? Along with this water droplet, water will splash from here, splash here, or everywhere, right? While going, this water also contain the sperms. Okay, Correct, Tejas. Okay. While going, this water droplet also contains the sperms or anthrozoids. Then one drop, think that one drop travel from here to here and drop on this female plant. Okay. Correct. Okay. So venter is top means all this is venter only. Okay. All the cells in here are venter only. I'm writing it once again. Okay. Yes. So think that what happens? These are fall on this particular venter. Then what happens? This water droplet containing the sperm will drop on that. When it's drop on that, these sperms using the venter start to travel from this neck to the egg cell. Okay, neck to the egg cell, and within the egg cell, they will fertilize the egg. Okay. So can you guys tell me? Correct, Venkat. So what is happening here? The transportation is helped by the water. Okay, so you can simply think or you can mention it here. The water H2O is needed, right? Without water you can't transfer the sperms from here to the here. These are completely two different plants, right? These are completely two different plants. Yes, so it need water for the transportation of sperms to the egg. Okay. No, Tejas. Yeah. So here, when you come to these sperms, sperms are motile. Remember, sperms are motile. Remember, okay. Don't think that sperms are non-motile. These are oogamous only. Okay, but to travel, it needs certain things, right? Yes, fish is motile. We know that we have it have the fins and everything. But for it to swim, it need water, right? Fish to swim, it need water. Exactly same kind. If you want to walk, you need a land, right? Fish can't walk on land because it's related to the water, right? Exactly same condition. Sperms have the flagella. It can travel, but it need a material to transfer or material to swim. Okay. Yes, it can. Can it travel by the wind? No, Gautam. It can't travel by the wind. It have the flagella. It need a water to travel. Okay. So only water can have the water can give a media for it to the travel or swim. Okay, through the using the water as a media, the sperms will travel from here to here. Same like we can't swim on land. Correct, we can't swim on the land. Exactly same condition. Sperms can't swim on the air or in the land. Okay, it need water to swim. Okay. Yes, when the fertilization happens, what happens? Here one N is here, right? One N is here. It's not writing again. Correct. Yeah, I'm mentioning it. Okay, here one N is here, one N is here. So when they combine, it will form a diploid zygote. Okay, because here it's wanted water for its fertilization, we call it as the amphibians because still it's on land. Yes, we know that it's on land, but still it need water for the fertilization. Without water, it can't get fertilized, right? How will it get water during the summer? There is no fertilization. If there is no water, there is no fertilization. Okay, you grow some of these gametophytes or bryophytes, do not give any water from above, only supply water from the rhizoids, then it never undergo for the process of the fertilization because it need water from the above or rain, you can say. Okay. Sporophyte forms, undergoes mitosis, spores that germinates. That is secondary. It can go for the asexual reproduction, but it can't go for sexual reproduction without the absence of or without water. Okay, without water. Okay. That is later, Jivan. We will learn about pteridophytes, angiosperm and gymnosperms. Those are completely different. Okay. How water will jump? So how water will jump? Take a water in the jug and pour it on the ground. As you can see, as it hit the ground, the water will splash, right? Exactly same condition. When the raindrops fall on this, the water will splash. Okay. When it drops on here, it will splash everywhere. Okay. Splashing, not jumping, I can say. So we can only see in near water. Yes, that's why you can only see in water or only in the rainy season. Okay. So we will go for the next one. What happens? This zygote will form. Zygote will be diploid in shape. Then these zygote will start to produce. These are the venter cells. Okay, sites are there. It helping in the outer wall also. This form the embryo. Okay, this will form the embryo. This is the second important thing. If you guys remember, Why it is important? Because we didn't saw any embryo stage in the algae. You know that, right? We didn't saw any embryo stage in algae, but we can see a embryo stage in here. Okay, so embryo will form in the bryophyte. Okay, after fertilization, does the main plant die? No, I'm explaining it. 1 minute. Okay, wait. I will explain what happens. So this embryo is actually a sporophyte or gametophyte. What do you guys think? This diploid embryo is a developing sporophyte or developing gametophyte? What do you guys think about that? Correct, right? These are actually sporophyte. I told you, right? Wherever you think that it's a diploid, think that it's a sporophyte, right? Think that it's a sporophyte. So this is actually a sporophyte. So this sporophyte is heavily lazy. Okay, heavily lazy. It can't do any work or anything. So it will think, okay, if I go out of this gametophyte, I have to photosynthesize. I have to absorb the water and minerals, everything. I have to grow so many works. What happens if I live inside this gametophyte? Then it will be easy, right? There is no need to do any work or no need to do anything. It can simply eat and live, right? Nishchit, you are asking now, what is gametophyte? Gamete producing structure. Okay, it's an easy life, right? So gamete producing structure, Nishchit. Here it produces the gametes, right? That's why it's a gametophyte. So what it will do, it will start to develop within this gametophyte. Okay, it will start to produce within this gametophyte, and it will completely develop within this only. Okay, look here, this particular sporophyte is actually a non-green in color, non-green, or what I can say, a brown in color. Okay, why it is non-green in color? Why it's brown in color? Because it do not have any chlorophyll. Okay, it do not have any chlorophyll. It do not have the ability to produce any photosynthesis or make its own food. Okay, no photosynthesis, nothing. Okay, it's only developed here. Okay, so can you differentiate the body? Yes, we can differentiate the body. How we can differentiate the body then? We can differentiate its body in 3 different parts. Okay, one is the foot, and the second one is the seta, and the third one is the capsule. Okay, I am writing it here only. Okay, foot means where it actually attached to that gametophyte and absorbing the energy. Seta is like a stem or connecting from foot to the capsule. Capsule is where actually spores should start to produce. Okay, in that capsule, it's again, we can divide several other parts, but there are no need of that. This particular diploid sporophyte, you know that, right? It's a diploid sporophyte. 1 second, guys. Yes, it's a diploid sporophyte, will produce a haploid spores. Okay, sporophyte means that only, right? It will produce the, sir, how it grows that much big? I will tell you. Okay, so it will produce a haploid spores by the process of what? By the process of meiosis or the reductional division. Correct, reductional division. Okay, reductional division, or you can say meiosis. Okay, yes, I will explain that. Okay, 1 minute, I will take a magnifier so you guys can see clear. Yes, it's loading. 1 second. If I take this to here, okay, here you can see the capsule is again divided into several parts. Okay, the capsule is actually covered by a kind of the cover. Okay, covered by a cover kind of the things or layer kind of the thing. That particular cover we call it as the calyptra. Okay, we call it as the calyptra, and it have an opening kind of thing that's called opercula. Okay, that's not important, not so important. And calyptra is not present in all the species. It present in some species and absent in some others. Okay, 1 minute, guys. It actually went for the next slide. Okay, wait for 1 second. Yes. Yes. No. Within that foot, actually, sporophyte is present. I will explain that once we will complete this one. Okay. Yes, correct. So it produces the haploid spores. These haploid spores actually then germinates. Okay, it will germinate. Then it will germinate, and after the germination, what happens? It will give rise to the Protonema stage sometimes. Okay, so Protonema means a younger stage of the gametophyte, and it again turns give rise to the gametophyte. Okay, I am explaining it here once again using the diagrams, not that diagram. I am writing the diagram for the better understanding. Okay, first, yes, leafy stage. Think that there are gametophytes are present. Okay, two gametophyte is present. One is the male gametophyte and another is the female gametophyte. Okay, what happens? Male gametophyte will produce the antherozoids, right? And uh, sorry, antherozoids or sperms, and female will produce the uh, Archegonia with egg, right? Archegonia with the egg. So what happens here when it's raining? Okay, when it's raining like this, so this water will the water which falls on the antherozoid will flash in every direction. While it's going, it also contains these sperms. Okay, it also contains these sperms. When it reached on this neck cells, okay, splash, correct, right? So along with this water, the sperms will enter this archegonia and it will fertilize this egg. Okay, once it fertilizes, I'm writing the gametophyte in the same manner. I'm not at all changing the gametophyte. Okay, gametophyte, same gametophyte. Once it gets fertilized, what happens? It will form a zygote. Okay, it will form a zygote like this, and zygote will have the diploid nature compared to these things which have the haploid nature, because these are gametophytes and whatever they are producing all will be in the haploid nature. Okay, later what it will do, these zygote will start to produce or start to develop within that gametophyte only. So it will develop something like this. Okay, it will develop something like this. Don't think it's exactly like this. Okay, so this sporophyte is divided into three types. One is the foot, where it actually where actually attachment is happening between gametophyte and sporophyte, and another one is seta, it's a connecting, and another one is the capsule. Okay, sometimes these capsule also have a covering. That covering is called as the calyptra. Okay, I can simply mention calyptra as a covering. Okay, so can you differentiate between a gametophyte and sporophyte? Yes, we can differentiate a gametophyte and sporophyte. So once again, guys, yes, covering. So what are green in color? That is actually a gametophyte. Okay, gametophyte, and which are non-green in color, that is actually a sporophyte. Okay, remember, and this gametophyte is also have rhizoids. Okay, so later what happens? These sporophyte, by the process of meiosis, produces the spores. If it is going for meiosis or reductional division, means from the diploid stage of this two, it will give haploid spores. These haploid spores will give rise to a younger kind of the gametophyte. Okay, this is gametophyte. After the germination, these gametophyte without any leaf, that is called as protonema stage. Protonema stage. Remember, this protonema stage is not mandatory. Okay, don't think that protonema is present in everywhere. It's not like that. It's only present in some organisms. And this protonema stage develop leaf and cross the gametophyte. Okay, how 2n gives many n? By the process of meiosis or reductional division. We explained it in the last class, right? Reductional division. In the reductional division, the diploid will convert into haploid by the process chromosomal division. Okay, by the chromosomal division. Correct. So guys, do you have any doubt? If you have any doubts, ask me. Yes, correct, Lipika. Thank you for mentioning it. Okay. So when you are watching here, you can simply explain some part of its life cycle are actually diploid in nature, okay, and some part is actually haploid in nature. These things are diploid in nature from here to here, and here is actually haploid in nature. That's why we can call it as the alternation of generation. Alternation of generation. Okay. Yes. So any questions, ask me, guys, because this thing is very, very, very important. Okay, understanding this. Each and every cell in the body of gametophytes are haploid. Exactly, Pawan. Okay. Each and every cell in that gametophyte is haploid, and each and every cell of the sporophyte is diploid, except the spores. Okay, except the spores. Exactly like in our body. Okay, whatever the cell you take, you may take the, except sperm and egg cell, you may take the cells of the hair, cells of the body, cells of the eye, or cells of the leg. Okay, all are diploid only in nature. Okay, about protonema stage. Okay, Aniruddha, so we will see that protonema once again later. Protonema is like a younger stage. How can we think? Simply you can think like this. Okay, if this spore is germinate there and form a leafy stage. Okay, simply think something like, I will take another one, this one, stage. Okay, for explaining. Gametophyte always a new plant. Yes. So think something like a spore is there, spore will produce the leafy stage directly. Then what happens? These will only produce the one plant, right? So one plant, it's like it can only cover only this much of space, right? Think like 3 centimeter. Okay, that's why what happens, these things will first go for like this. Okay, go horizontally like this. After sometimes they will start to produce the plants. Okay, they will start to produce the plant. Then what happens, it may have 3 plant, and it can cover more than 10 centimeter, right? It can cover more time, space, it can absorb more nutrition. That's why there are one intermediate stages there before the leafy stage. It's not happens directly in every organisms. This one is called protonema. Protonema means a stage without any leaf. Okay. Is gametophyte always a new plant? Yes. Is bryophytes are only to have sporophyte and gametophyte? No, Mohan. All the plants have sporophyte and gametophyte, but the duration of gametophyte and sporophyte in different kinds will be different. Okay. Yes, it's always present above the sporophyte is always present above the gametophyte. How many cells are there in our body? We don't know. We can't. Once, guys, don't repeat the question. Okay, I'm reading it by one. Okay, I'm answering your question, but I'm watching one by one. Okay. So gametophyte gives us 2 sporophyte, and sporophyte gives us 2 gametophyte. How gametophytes is dominant? No, there are no count in that way, Venkat. I will explain why it's dominant. Okay. How gametes are differentiated from other haploid cells of gametophytes? Gametes will have either flagella or comparatively larger structures and more nutrition compared to the other cells. Okay. Sir, can't we see sporophyte? Yeah, you can see. I will tell you. Is gametophyte give us how gametes are differentiated from? Yeah, I will tell you. Answer me. So can't we see sporophyte? Why gametophyte? Yes, yeah. I will explain that only. Okay. So guys, put the question one time only. Otherwise, what happens? It like comes over and over, right? I may left out some question. That's also happens. Okay. So you know the this one num. What? Yes. Erase all. Yeah, 1 minute, guys. Okay, I'm going back again. So you know this particular kind of things. Okay, you know this particular life cycle and all about these things, right? Can you guys, anyone explain while you are watching this, which one do you think highly important? Which is highly important? Is this sporophyte is highly important or gametophyte is highly important? Gametophyte, right? Correct, Pawan. Pawan, I will explain. Okay, why gametophyte is important then? Because sporophyte is completely dependent upon the gametophyte. Okay, sporophyte is completely dependent upon the gametophyte. If there is no sporophyte, only spores are present, then also, Venkat, I'm explaining. Wait. Okay, think that there are only spores are there. Okay, there are no sporophytes are there. Still from the spores gametophyte will come. Okay. And remember other scenario. Only the gametes are there. There is no gametophyte there. Then is it sporophyte will come or not? No, right, it can't come. Why? What is the reason for that? Because for development of the sporophyte need energy which is taken from the gametophyte, okay, which is taken from the gametophyte. And when you watch it in the nature, what you are seeing, all the green color, right? What you can see, I'm completely going back here, okay. So 1 second for it to load, okay. What we are watching here, right? So I mentioned it, all those things. All these are actually a gametophyte, not a sporophyte. Remember, all these structures are actually gametophyte, not the sporophyte. That's why we call a gametophyte stage is dominant over the sporophyte stage. Okay, we will call it as the gametophyte stage is the dominant over the sporophyte stage. Okay. Yes. 1 second, guys. I'm taking another one page to write down all those things. Okay. So I can write like this, right? So because of that region, so I can write, yes. Yeah, you can see. I will tell how it will be. Okay. Gametophytes are dominant. So why it is dominant then? Because in bryophyte, I'm mentioning, remember, in bryophyte, which one? The sporophyte. The sporophyte is parasite of gametophyte. Remember, or I can state it in some other words also, right? Sporophyte is dependent on gametophyte. Dependent on gametophyte. Yes, gametophyte is act like this one. What you can say, host and bryophyte. Moss, Sachin. Bryo means moss. Okay. Yes. Sporophyte is a parasite of gametophyte, or you can say sporophyte is the parasite of the gametophyte. So where you can see that sporophyte then? Can we see through the naked eyes? Yes, you can see through the naked eye. If you seen this plant anywhere, okay, something like this, something like that. That's what you call, right? A koli gida or something, all those things you will call, right? Or it's normally present on the near the bathroom or on the compounds and rainy season. Remember, this is the gametophyte part, which is actually a green in color, which is non-green, that is actually a sporophyte part. Remember these things. Okay, remember this thing. Okay. Yeah, you can take an example of funerary and all the other things. Okay, some examples are easy to remember, some things are a little different. Okay, so we will see that. Any other question left out, sir? Gametophyte curiosity too. Remember here, this is not the question of how many sporophytes and how many gametophytes it's giving. It is the question which one is spreading through the lot of lifetime. That's what we call it as the dominant one. Okay. How gametes are differentiated? I answered the question. Can we see this sporophyte? I answered that one. Okay. Why gametes? Yes, probably I think I answered all the questions. Why gametophyte produce gametes by the process of mitosis? Already they are haploid. Yes, that's why they are going. Remember, I explained, Manvita. I think you didn't listen to that. I will explain one more time. Okay. Remember, gametophyte is actually haploid in nature. You know that. Actually, now in last class also we explained this, right? Why we have to go for all this process, all the boat, right? Yeah, Meera, wait. Okay, I'm going to the differentiation later. Okay. Tejaswini, I explained now only, right? Why we have to call it, which one is dominant. You are asking now again. Okay. Yeah. Gametophyte is haploid. Okay. Yes. Gametes also produce haploid. Then which one it have to go for? It have to go for the process of mitosis, right? It have to go for a process of mitosis because it should produce the gametes. And remember, gametes are structurally different than the somatic cells, different than body cells. Okay, you can simply think about the sperm. Okay, think about the sperms. Is sperms are similar to our body cells? No, right? It's completely different. Exactly same condition. The gametophytic cells are different and the gametes are different, and the process of formation of that is called as the mitosis. Okay. Uh, yeah, like what happens is like males can produce, males and produce, they have, the question is like this, Chirant is asking, can gametophytes produce haploid gametes many times or a single times? Okay. Normally what happens, those organisms only produce the gametes when the water availability is there. Okay. Once the summer comes, that plant will completely die producing those spores. Okay. Until that only it will live. Okay. Some mosses or some bryophytes can live for several years. Those can produce spores for many years. So do all haploid cells in gametophytes look similar other than gametes? Yes, it's almost similar in nature, but we can't say everything is exactly same because there are some other cells also there. Those are completely different, but all of them having the similar chromosome number. Okay. And why it is dominant, probably you guys already understood. Okay. Yes, why it is dominant you already understood, because dominant because they are gametophyte, spent most of the time in the nature, and sporophytes dependent upon the gametophyte for the reproduction and all the things, for energy and all the things. That's why gametophytes are dominant. Okay. So do all haploid cells, yeah, I answered. Any other question I left out in YouTube also? Guys, do you have any doubts regarding this? Do you think anything I left out regarding this life cycle only? Because we still didn't came to the this one bryophyte. Okay, we still have a lot to cover, the types, all those things. But if you understand the life cycle, it's heavily easy. Okay, it's very easy. Yeah. And guys, remember, okay, like I try to concentrate sometimes because some things need very extra time, right? If I took like your 20 minutes or something to explain that question, after I ask complete the question, if you ask the same question, I can't go back once again for 20 minutes, right? So listen properly, okay? So some things are very important, and for the questions also, exam also. The questions came, okay? Children, we will see that. One second. Okay. In bryophytes, sporophytes are options: parasites of gametophytes, dependent upon gametophytes, independent of each other, both A and B. I'm launching the poll now. Okay. You can answer in the poll. Okay. So Chirant is asking, can we see alternation of generation in chlorella? Okay. So alternation of generation in chlorella, it's highly less like, because there are like two types of alternation of generation out there. Okay, if I explain, so I will tell you after this question. I will explain how is that. I saw Venkat. Sporophyte spelling. Guys, just neglect about this extra po. Okay, not sporophytes. It's a sporophyte. Okay. Last 15 seconds. Yes. Some guys think, okay, before you choose the answer, we told you, right? Last 5 seconds. You can answer in, if poll is not coming, you can answer in chat. No problem. I'm ending the poll now. Only 66%. Guys, what's happening here? Yes, I'm ending the poll now. Okay. Sachin. I'm sharing the result. 15% A, 23% B, 10% C, 54% D. Okay, I'm ending the results. So yes, bryophyte, the sporophytes are they are asking. What you have to remember, the sporophyte, when they are asking, it's a diploid, you remember that. They are asking about bryophyte. Remember what happened in bryophyte. Bryophyte, is it a parasite of gametophyte? Yes, it's a parasite. Is it dependent upon the gametophyte? Yes, it's a dependent upon the gametophyte. Is it independent of each other? No, right? When it's a parasite, it can't be independent, right? So this is not the correct answer. Both A and B. Remember, A is correct, B is correct, but don't choose A or B option without reading D option, because D option is both A and B. So the correct option is D. So what you have to learn, You guys know the answer, okay, but you made a hurry, right? So you choose on the different options. So correct. Even in the case of the YouTube also, everyone answered correctly. Okay, no issue. So answer D is correct. That means in bryophytes, sporophytes are parasite of gametophyte, and sporophytes are dependent upon the gametophyte. Okay, I'm going for the next slide. Yes, types of bryophyte. Yes, correct, Nandish. So someone is asking, Chirant probably, right? Asking, in chlorella, can we see this one, alternation of generation? The something is, there are like two kinds of alternation of generation. That's not in the your syllabus, okay? Simply think. There are like Homo alternation of generation. That means both kind of sporophyte and gametophyte looks exactly similar. Okay, you can't differentiate which one is sporophyte and which one is gametophyte based on morphology. But there are some other type of things are there where actually you can differentiate sporophyte and gametophyte depending upon the morphology. Okay, in algae there are some organisms are there. They show the alternation of generation, but they will show a similar or morphologically similar kind of the sporophyte and gametophyte. So in morphologically, it looks like similar, but when you study the chromosomes, then you come to know that which one is sporophyte and which one is the gametophyte. Okay, metagenesis, that's different. Okay. So conducting tissue of bryophyte is made up of parenchyma cells. Okay, conducting system is, you can say, or by the regular cells or through the parenchyma cells. It do not have any salament phloem. Okay, so types of bryophytes, it have three types actually: liverworts, mosses, and hornworts. But hornworts are removed. Sorry, not in your syllabus. So you only have to study liverworts and mosses. Okay. All these, sir, water stages in Mars. Venkat, we will see that once again. Okay. So remember, in the algae, it may be Chlamydomonas, chlorella, or whatever the things. If it is a single-celled organism, then it's hard to differentiate based on the morphology. But some of them show the alternation of generation. Okay. That's why due to the alternation of generation only, they kept it in the here, right? Instead of keeping it in the protista. Right. We discussed that in the last chapter on last class only, why we kept unicellular and eukaryotic organism in here, not in the protista, if you remember, right? Yes. So stages of the mosses, we will see that later, Venkat. Okay. So while we are discussing once again. Theraphyni Ceophytes are actually shade-loving plants. Okay. Life cycle we completed, right? Yes, life cycle. Correct, Ananya. You are correct. So that's what we discussed. Yes. So first we will discuss about the liverworts. Okay. Here we will use all the terms. Okay. Liverworts. Why we call it as the liverworts then? It looks somewhat kind of like liver. Okay. Our liver is something like this. Okay. So if I write something like this, okay. So these are also like that only. So they simply name it as the liverworts or Hepaticopsida. Okay, I can use another one term also here. Largest gland in the body, inside the body, correct. Largest gland inside the body. Okay, I can use another one term called as Hepaticopsida. Okay, Hepaticopsida or liverworts. Okay, so where it's growing then? Okay, these have, or how it will be, these are present where actually water rich area, exactly, those are same. Remember, all the character what I told are there valid here also. Apart from there are some other characters are there. These have almost like thalloid kind of body, thalloid body. Okay, there is no differentiation of particular structures. These have rhizomes, and how those rhizomes work? These rhizomes are actually unicellular in nature. Okay, unicellular rhizoids are present. Rhizomes, not rhizomes. Okay, once again, yes, rhizoids, not rhizomes. I am making correct. Rhizoids. Okay, unicellular rhizoids are present. Why they are that's what I explained here, Agneya, right? This looks like liver, somewhat looks like a liver. That's why we call it as the liverworts. Okay, closely pressed to the substratum. These are connected to the or attached to the substratum. Okay, through the unicellular rhizoids. Through the unicellular rhizoids, these show dichotomous branching. Okay, dichotomous branching. Okay, these are actually what means kind of what you can say attached kind of plants. Okay, what means attached kind of the plants. So liverworts, hornworts, all those things are attached to the substratum like kind of a lichen. Okay, that's why we call it as the warts. Okay. Uh, substratum means the thing where actually this organism is attached to. Okay, where that organism is if you remember about C I told you there, right? Hold past is attached to the substratum, right? Surface or rock or whatever where it is attached to the, right? Correct. So we say thalloid, but we can different rhizoids and other. Thalloid kind of the body. Okay, thalloid. These are not truly thallophytes. Truly thallophytes is only the this one, algae, if you know that, if you remember that, right? Thalloid kind of body, not truly thalloid in nature. Okay, these have dichotomous branching. What is the meaning of dichotomous branching? Di means two, right? These have this kind of branching. So you can, it's always differentiate into two. Okay, this again differentiates somewhat like this. So this is called dichotomous branching. This will branch in two ways. Here you can see, right? One is branched here, another is branched here. Okay, so it may show the dichotomous kind of the branching. May show. Okay, so that's one of the character of this one. Okay, and these are shade loving. Okay, these are shade loving. What is the meaning of shade loving? Or there are other words also used. Someone asked now only. Okay, ceophytes. Okay, ceophytes use the term. That means these not present in the direct sunlight. Okay, what it will do? It will present in the shades of the some other organism. Sachin, that will come in the later what you can say parts. Okay, that will come in later parts. So these are shade loving. That means these are present below some other plants or below the shades of some buildings, in those kinds. Okay, not in the direct sunlight. Okay, if it is present in direct sunlight, we call it as the one second, guys. Okay. If it is present in that way, we call that as the, oh, something happened here. So heliophytes. Okay, we call it as the heliophytes. So that's the differentiation between that and the another thing. Okay, ceophytes. We call it as the ceophytes. How photosynthesis they will do? Because yes, what is the importance of that? These are autotrophic and this will also do the photosynthesis. Okay, it's not again working. Yes, these also do the photosynthesis. How they will do the photosynthesis? They have the similar structures like chlorophyll and all. Okay, chlorophyll and all. But there are one problem is there. Okay, this can't present in the, yes, they have the chlorophyll. This looks green, right? Remember, after the algae, from algae to the angiosperms, all of them have chlorophyll. All of them have the chlorophyll. Okay. So one issue is this: they have the photosynthesis, they have the chlorophyll and everything, but the outer coverings is not that much great. Okay, if it is present in the scorching sunlight or the direct sunlight, the water molecule will go out, or higher, due to the higher transpiration, the plants will die. Okay, because of the once again, guys, it's again saving the document. Okay, so while it's saving, I can't write. Yes, due to the absence of cuticle. Okay, absence of cuticle. Cuticle is not present, so that's why it's normally shade loving. Okay, may it affect the photosynthesis of that? Yes, it can do more photosynthesis present on the higher sunlight, but the issue is like it can't survive in the higher sunlight because the water will evaporate from their body. Okay, that's why. Sunken stomata is, you can see it in later stages in the gymnosperm, not in here, Chandra. Okay, so these are starting stages, right? From algae to the bryophyte came, from the bryophyte later, or from the development other things came. So like that. Yes, one second, it's not again writing. Okay. I don't know what's happening. Yes. Later, how the reproduction is happening. Okay, how the reproduction is happening. Reproduction, asexual reproduction takes place, correct, right? So asexual reproduction first happens through the fragmentation. What is the meaning of fragmentation? Then fragmentation you already know, accidentally or intentionally, if the part of the that particular plant cut out, that part will give rise to a completely new plant. Okay, divisions into fragments. You are absolutely correct. Okay, if you make 10 pieces of that, then it gives 10 different kinds of the, sorry, 10 different plants. Yes. Yes, correct, right, fragmentation. And there are sometimes progressive progressive death of old part, progressive death of old parts. I will explain gamma cup 1 second. Okay, old parts. What is the meaning of this one then? Okay, it's again not taking. Yes, progressive death of old parts. Okay, simply think like this. Yes, parts. So yes, the organism is like this. Okay, organism is something like this. Think that this is a single organism, right? After some stages, this will die. Okay, this up to this part will die, progressively die. Then what happens? It will remain with the only this part in here and this part in here, right? These are not attached. Then this will give rise to the new plant. How it is different from the fragmentation? Fragmentation, something is cut down, right? Here nothing is cutting down, but due to the death of the old parts, so what's happening? This branching will giving rise to the new organism. Okay, progressive death of the old parts also give rise to new organisms. In some of the organisms, in some of the some of the hepatic opsida or liverworts, there are one special structures are present. Those are called as gamete. Okay, where you can see it in the Markantia. Someone is asking, so what about Markantia? All those things, right? Markantia is an individual, so it looks like a rhizia only, like this. You can see here, right? But it will develop the gamete. Yes, what is gamete? Correct, Shushmita. Right, you are absolutely correct. Gamete are actually a green, a multicellular. You actually write the definition. Okay, I have to copy from there to here. Okay, asexual buds developed on the plant, developed on plant. Okay, yes, plant thalli, if I write it in a simple way. Okay, they are actually multicellular asexual buds. Yes, correct. We wrapped one thing, cup shaped things. So how it will form? These form something like this, as you can see here. Okay, once again, as you can see here, it will form a cup-like structures like this. Within that, it have a tablet-like structures that is called as gamete. As you can see here, these like tablet-like structures are gamete, and that complete structure is called gamma cup. Remember, like Hyderabad, you can say like that. These are only restricted to these certain species, not in all the organisms. Okay, not in all the organisms. These gamete will travel with water current. Okay, travel with water current. So once when it travel with the water current, so when the conditions is good, this will germinate and give rise to new plant. Germinate and give new plant. Okay, so what's happening here? These are producing some kind of the gamma kind of the cup or ice cream cup kind of the cup. Within that, actually gamma are present, or gamma is a green color asexual buds. With the water current, this also flow in the water current. When it reaches some soil and where condition is very good, it will germinate and give rise to the germinate and give rise to the a new plant. You can compare, this is kind of a spore. Okay, kind of a spore. Don't think that it's a spore, it's a bud. It's a kind of spores only, right? Sir, it contains seeds. No, it do not contain any seeds. This is the vegetative part. It's like a fragmentation only, right? But only thing is like, if you make a fragment of certain cells and if you put in a capsule and you left out, right? Exactly same kind. Gamma cup is a asexual reproductive part, Chirag. Okay, correct. gamma cup is a asexual reproductive part. Okay, so I think you remember, understood about the things about the gamma cup. Remember, asexual reproduction happened by three processes. One, the fragmentation. Second one is the progressive death of the old parts. Third one is the by the production of the gamma cup in certain individual, not in every individual. Example is Markantia. Those gamma will travel with the water current and give rise to, after germination, give rise to new plant. Okay. So later one is the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction already seen that. I will explain once again. So during sexual reproduction, male and female. Yes, correct, right. Fragmentation is vegetative. Yes, vegetative only. So they sometimes will confuse. Okay, the asexual and vegetative, where it happens, where it will not happens, all those things. Vegetative is also kind of asexual only, but we normally restricted it. Okay, restrict it. Okay. Yes, I'm taking another one. 1 second, guys. Okay. I'm not taking this one. Yes. Uh, yes, I launched the poll and you have the homework. We will go for the homework. Guys, what you guys do this or not, read both, read life cycle. Okay, read life cycle in notes. I will upload within like 10 minutes, and also in the textbook. Okay, CBSE or NCERT textbook, and understand it, then only we can proceed to the next things. Okay, if you don't understand what is the life cycle plus haploid diploid, if you want to watch any other videos like available in the internet, you can watch that. Okay, about the haploid diploid condition and what is meiosis, mitosis, and complete that. Okay, then only you come to the next class. Okay, because otherwise it's highly difficult to understand. Otherwise you will take the same time to understand the pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm structures. If you understand these things, all other life cycle will be like happen within like a minute. Okay, otherwise it will take again like hours of time. Okay, so fragmentation is common in all. It's majorly fragmentation means cutting, then only sexual where I don't understand. And this is the and. Oh, so it's not and, this is actually a kind of bullet. Okay, so yeah, so any doubts, guys? So we will continue the next things or the things from tomorrow, continue the bryophyte, and we'll go for the pteridophyte. If you have any doubt, please ask in the comment or YouTube comments or in the chat box, so I can answer. Otherwise, you should answer the NPS, then go out of the class. Okay, if you don't answer the NPS, it again like something else. I'll leave it. Okay, yeah, Venkat. So remember, guys, whatever you do or not, before coming to the tomorrow class, you should complete the life cycle. Okay, because today same thing happened, right? Who already completed the life cycle or read about the algae life cycle or come to the class, understand this very easily. Others like face some difficulty in understanding how the gametes are coming, how the spores are coming. Okay, I don't like what I can say. Like if you read this thing, it's very easy for you guys. Okay, to understand the things. Ha, Nanya, this one only you are talking, right? Yes, any doubts, guys, in today's class? What is cuticle? Yes, good question. In higher plants, there are one wax kind of layer will be present. Okay, in the higher plants. If I write a leaf like this, there is one wax kind of the layer will be present on that. Okay, yes, a wax kind of layer will be present, that we call it as the cuticle. So that will help in reducing of the transpiration of water from the leaf. Okay, but these organisms which is present in the water, right, so they don't have that much strong cuticle, so the transpiration will be high in these organisms. Okay, you guys read for the exams. In for the schools which are completed earlier, you already know about these things. In Game after asexual, what you have written? In Game asexual buds. Okay, I will write it again. 1 second. Buds. I written buds. I will write it again. Asexual buds. Okay. Any more doubts in YouTube, guys? Any doubts you have? All plants contain cuticle. Yes, the plants which is present on the terrestrial system, not in the water. Okay, which is present above the here, they contain cuticle. They give liverworts as thalloid. That's what I also wrote, right? Thalloid kind of the body. Thalloid kind of body. Yes. Remember, guys, those best example is the colocasia, or what you can say, kesu, you call it as kesvinagida or colocasia. In those, if you put the water will run out. Okay, what is the reason for that? They have an extra layer on that, right? Cuticle is like that only. Okay, it's a waxy layer. Yes, Venkat, me too. Epidermis is the outer layer. Cuticle will be present above the epidermis. Epidermis is a living layer, right? Epidermis contains cells. Cuticle do not contain any cells. Cuticle is just a waxy layer. Okay. So think like you take any how we can think. You take one pen and upper surface is epidermis. You dip it in a wax. Okay. The wax will cover that pen, right? The upper that wax is called cuticle, like that. Yes, guys, probably in YouTube, nobody have any doubt. So, sir, is liverworts and hornworts are same? No, no, Surabhi. Hornworts and liverworts are different. Once we complete these two things, I will just give an introduction about hornworts. Okay, I will show the photo. Those look same, but the sporo, those structures will be little different. If it have extra layer, then how it can exchange gases? There are some gaps are there. Through that gas, actually, gaseous exchange will happen. Why sperm transfer through cannot transfer through the air? You are asking, Chirant. Probably you are asking like that, right? So simply think like that. Can you swim in the air? You can't swim in the air, right? Exactly same condition. Those do not have any wings. Those only have a tail. Tail is only useful in the water, not in the air, right? So it can only swim in the water media or liquid media, not in the air medium. Okay.